Lämpimästi tervetuloa tänne sunnuntai-illan luennolle. Ja tänään meillä on vierailevana tähtenä Prashant Kakoday Cambridgeista. Ja meillä on tänään käännösmahdollisuus. Eli jos te olette siellä kuuntelemassa Zoomissa, niin teillä on mahdollisuus ottaa sieltä, valita joko maapallon kuva, taikka sitten teillä voi olla 3 pistettä, niin valitkaa sieltä interpretation. Ja sieltä vähän hassusti, niin valitkaa kieleksi Japanese, japanin kieli. Niin sieltä te voitte kuunnella käännöstä suomen kielelle. Joten vaihdan tästä nyt englannin kieleen. Welcome everyone. We have a special guest today, Dr. Prashant Kakoday from Cambridge. And we have very interesting topic about the pandemic, understanding pandemic. And let's see what kind of angle he brings into this very relevant topic today. And little bit of background of Dr. Prashant Kakoday. He is qualified from the Royal College of Surgeons in London, and he has spent last 35 years in promoting spiritual principles in life and health. And he is nowadays based in Cambridge, and he coordinates the activities of Center for Integral Health and of Inner Space. And he has coordinated international science events in Oxford, in England, and he has spoken on the subjects of consciousness, mind, and health in more than 80 countries, including at United Nations in Geneva. So we are very happy to have you.
And Finland.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello, Ella. Thank you.
Hi.
And I have been to Finland many times. And also want to welcome Jyoti. Jyoti joining us from Arizona, and so she's also from the medical background and was connected with the hospitals there. So it will be nice also to hear her angle at some point on this very medical subject, health connected subject. So this subject of pandemic, it is very much in our face at the moment, and for the last almost a year, most of the countries are dealing with this. It is on the minds of everyone and raising questions. And we are going to see today from the spiritual angle. Spiritual just means we are seeing complete picture. Instead of just seeing superficial, we are trying to understand deeper. And something of this kind, pandemic, not just this, and the future pandemics, was expected in the medical world. And why and what it is all about, we'll try and understand it in our discussion. Just want to check with Ella, is the sound okay?
Yes, very good.
And the translation is managing. Am I speaking too fast?
I'm sure it's going well.
Yeah, yes. So I'm going to start with some slides, and that will help us understand the philosophy behind the medical thinking, here you are seeing this image of George Vitholskas. Vitholskas is based in Greece, and He got alternative Nobel Prize for medicine some 20 years ago. And he's a thinker in his practice in Greece with more than 30 other practitioners in his clinic. He says he saw more than 100,000 patients over a period of some 25 years. And he sees one very interesting pattern. And his book, New Model for Health and Disease, in that he describes that when he treated a person with a certain illness and they are discharged, then people are treated, they are discharged, he would bring them back again after 6 months and try and see what is going on in their health. And he saw that the illness is just shifted to another organ. Illness is not cured. So, and he in his book shows scale. So here you are seeing physical department, emotional, mental. And in this list of physical, you see down below there is skin and muscle, bone. So a person has problem with the skin and he goes to the doctors, he get a treatment. In his observation, problem is shifted to another organ. And the problem is shifted to the bone. So he gets osteoporosis. But he doesn't go to the doctor on the first day because it is not creating any symptom on first day. And so after 5 years or so, if something goes wrong, then they discover he has osteoporosis. Or the problem gets shifted to high blood pressure, or it gets shifted to kidney problem. So more you treat, according to him, the problem is shifted at a deeper level. And that may explain why today we have got more patients than 50 years ago. Even though we are spending $3 trillion on health every year. That's a huge amount. So this is that book that you saw, and in this book he's describing this observation. Now this fits in with the observation of many practitioners, and this is my personal observation also. Many times patients themselves say that they had a certain problem up to the age of, say, 15 years, and that stopped. And they started getting migraine. So earlier problem stopped, a new problem started around the same age. And then after at the age of 30, the migraine stopped and some other problem started. You realize that there is a connection. There is as if an energy of illness, and that is just shifted from one system to another system. And the big question arises, are the doctors understanding what is the cause of illness? What is that energy of illness? And are we treating deeper cause, or are we just replacing one problem by another problem? All the doctors are busy everywhere. What are we doing? Are we treating, or are we just pushing the problem deeper? According to his model, we are not understanding the problem deep enough. So here in this model, because we have less time, I'm going through this rather quickly. Here we are seeing any health issue, it is not at one level. There are many reasons for health problems. Genes, they have a part. They sometimes the reason for illness largely contributed by genes. Then there are body chemicals and hormones, and they are brought in by different situations. Diet influences, environment, lifestyle, and belief. Belief is some person may have a attitude in him. He says, I'm definitely going to get ill. My parents had blood pressure problem. I should get blood pressure problem. Or I am bad. I am definitely going to be punished. Some kind of but that is a belief. It is not necessarily what religion is in. Belief structure is that. So for our health problem, all these factors contribute. Genes play part, chemicals play part, mind also plays part, and we need to address all levels. Sometimes people can become a bit, fanatic. They say it is only diet. If the diet is right, then we don't have to think about anything else. Or some might say, oh, it is only genetics. It is all in the genes. No, nothing else can be changed. No, we have to attend to all levels. Now let us come to this deeper problem. Why is there illness in the first place? And even before that, we are asking, why is there pain in this world? In nature, why is nature bringing pain? And you will notice when there is a wrong posture, there is pain. If you sit in the right posture, there is no pain. And this is obvious. Anyone sits in the wrong posture right now, you can ask yourselves, is anyone sitting like the one on the left with your computer? No. Or is the posture the right level? So this is a nice thing for us to know. Wrong posture and the right posture. What we are saying here, we are asking our inner posture. Do we need to know what is the inner posture, right inner posture of the mind? And can we really ignore our inner posture of the mind? And what are the repercussions of this? So I'm going to stop these slides, but I'm going to use the whiteboard. And but anyone want to say anything, ask anything? I know Finland, you like to ask many questions, so it will be nice to hear some questions from Finland. Jyoti, also feel free to say or ask. Sound is okay.
Yes, sound is very good. And also, if you like, you can ask your questions in Finnish, and you can also type to the chat box. Prashant, there is one question.
Yes. Shall we change the whiteboard? Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sarah is asking that what is your opinion about psychotherapy? Is it medicine or is it like just putting the I don't know what is it in English, but what is your opinion about psychotherapy? Is it really helping or not?
Yes, what is observed, there's some conditions, like say depression, it can be treated with medications. Say 20% of the people will get benefit, just medication. If you use psychotherapy, 20% people get benefit. But if you combine your people get psychotherapy and medications, both, then 50% of the people get benefit. So the mind has a big part, and there is benefit. If it is combined with other things, the benefit is even more. In the psychotherapy, it is still working at a limited level, but benefit is there because they understand their thinking, what thought process is wrong, and they can change the thought process. There are benefits. So I was going to use the whiteboard and see if you can see the board on your device. And here let us come to our posture of the mind. But all along, feel free to ask any comments, any questions you want to ask. What we are seeing, let us say I'm drawing here a line. Let us say below this line is our world. And in the world, there is a body, and there are many wonderful things. There are people, and of course, there are euros. And we are finding ourselves in this world. And we can't wait. We are very quick at creating ego. We start giving birth to ego based on different things here. Ego based on, it can be anything, it can be based upon your position, body, the objects, other people, it can be anything. We create ego. And as we create ego, our truth about us, truth is that we are travelers, we are guests here, and we have an exit. That about our self-respect based on the truth, that becomes less and less. So if I was to take a photograph of the mind, you will see a picture, something like this, where there are many I created, ego created here, ego based on body, ego based on job, it can be anything, ego based on ideas, ego based on religion, town. As you analyze it, you will find how amazing this web of ego is. How do we know what kind of ego I have got? When there is ego, you take offense. If there is no ego, you don't take offense. For example, someone says to you that I like Tampere, and someone says, I don't like Tampere. Tampere is a city in Finland for Jyoti. So someone tells you, I don't like Tampere. And if you take offense, then it means you have created a ego based on the city. If someone else, may not have created ego, and he remains objective, whether he likes Tampere or not, he is free from it. But same thing applies, where you may create an ego based on your body appearance. You can create an ego based on your children. You can create an ego based on your prime minister, Sanna. You can, it is possible. You might not even meet her, but you can create an ego based upon your some pop star or some celebrity. So we create, see the absurdity. We are using the letter I here to something that is not I. We are creating a wrong posture inside. And as we give birth to this wrong posture, our truth within us become smaller and smaller. We all start from a position like this, without ego. And here is a life where there are lots and lots of ego. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but that is what we created. So many might say, okay, ego, so where is the problem? No, nature brings pain. When there is a wrong posture, nature comes with the message. Just like body, I create a wrong posture, nature brings pain until I change the posture. So also spiritual knowledge says that nature brings pain, and this purpose of this pain is to remove that particular wrong posture. In English, we got a nice saying, pride comes before the fall. So what this knowledge says, pride is the cause of fall. It is not just by chance it comes. No, pride brings the fall. So the day your leader creates pride based on his position, then he may be a very good leader, but things go wrong and he will not succeed. Pride comes and then the fall comes. So a different kind of pride we have created. They all invite their fall. That is the way the balancing happens. And so each of these eye has got its own bubbles, and these bubbles are the pain, and they come in its own kind. So I create a pride based on the job, then the fall will come in the job. If I create a pride based on the body, then problems will come in the body appearance. If the pride is based on whatever relations, like someone creates pride, I am wife of some famous person, then the problems will come in relations. There is never pain without a reason. Nature doesn't just give pain for nothing. If I am in a right posture, nature just doesn't give pain. What is shown here, that lower image, if someone is in this position, nature wants to reward us. Nature is our friend. Nature wants to give us good health. Nature wants to give us harmony. Look at that. Just look out of the window. What an amazing gift nature wants to give us. So outside, inner state is right. Nature wants to honor us. Nature wants to reward us. And nature is powerful. We are in the middle of this nature. We cannot challenge nature. So even medical institution, we have to work with nature. We cannot do something else. We are just understanding how nature tries to heal. We can support. We can cooperate with nature. So here, in one of the deep factor we are seeing here, we are going in the wrong posture and we don't even realize that is happening. And then as a result of this, the world and individuals can become unfortunate. This is the only reason. One poet and a prophet from Iran, Rumi, his nice poem, you run after the shadow, shadow runs away. You go towards the sun, shadow runs after you. So someone's ego in anyone, he wants more. I want more. Then things will run away from him. When he is in that higher consciousness, he is internally content. That ego is not there. He doesn't feel, I want more. Someone should love me. He's internally free from the whole thing. But then precisely, shadow wants to run after him. So he's the one who will get more wealth, or he wants more friends. Friends also want to come. He attracts fortune towards him. And the fortune, by that I mean at every level, nature wants to honor him. In the lower consciousness, he wants more, and nature wants to punish him. Nature, I mean here, the whole life, and it may come through people, come through the situations. Hey, you want to say anything? Is Gita with us today?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, enjoying this whole presentation, that how humility and being in the right posture, the whole universum is helping. It's very, how could I say, inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a good saying also in Finnish, this, how pride is before the fall. We have a good saying in Finnish as well. Ylpeys käy lankeamuksen edellä.
Mm-hmm. Same meaning?
Same meaning, yes.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And Jyoti, you want to add anything, or so far the subject? We can't hear you, or you may have to unmute. Any questions from Tampere? I'm remembering Tampere. Or anywhere.
So you can either open your microphone and ask your question, and then, or you can type it to the chat box.
Now let us come to our subject of today, connected with health. So what we are seeing here, from what we saw so far, wrong posture. The reason there is health, any kind of health problem, it is because at a deep level, we have moved away from our higher consciousness. At present, we are very casual about this, and we are feeling something at a lower level. And our life of indulgence that feeds some of this lower level. Earlier, we were saying, what is the energy of illness? Vitolskas was saying the illness shifts from one organ to another organ. But where does it come from? This model says that at a deep level, we are feeding the wrong side of us. So each time I'm smoking cigarette, so I enjoy cigarette, and that's all. And it may have carcinogen or no carcinogen, but I am indulging in cigarette. At that time, I am feeding within me, this wrong high. At the level of consciousness, there is high connected with the body, connected with the senses. That is what is getting deeper. As that is getting deeper, I am creating this bubble. Then I'm indulging through something else. I like a certain kind of food, chocolates. I just indulge in these chocolates. Body is used for lower pleasure. And as I'm doing that, I'm creating another. I am not operating from my higher consciousness, but I am operating from the lower consciousness. Nature says that we all want to be happy, but our happiness has to be super sensuous. Nature wants us higher happiness. As an example, if your friend, he takes drugs and is happy, this is not right. This is not great life. There will be penalties just because he's indulging with the drugs. He says, I'm so happy and I can afford all this drugs. No, that will be it is not in line with nature. Something is doing something against nature. Same thing is happening at some level. So let us try and just understand this model. So more I'm indulging through the body, I'm creating these bubbles. And these bubbles come to give me pain. Illness comes. And illness comes, sometimes small illness. It is just a little, some infection, sometimes some cough, sometimes some bigger problem. But now what we do as a medical institution, we are not trying to change the deeper problem. Our model is not trying to understand this at all. Our medical institution, its aim is to postpone the problem. That's all. That is the aim of the medical institution. So we find clever method to give medication, give tablets, or sometimes even remove the organ. Say some organ is creating problem, we can remove that organ. Maybe transplant, bring another organ. Or you can just remove the organ. Some cancer, you remove it. We think we have solved the problem by our clever methods. But what is not addressed is the deeper problem is still there. This is still there. And when deeper problem is not addressed, what will happen? Deeper problem is there, their bubble is still there. It will come in another form. It will create another illness, as was seen by Vitolskas. It just shifts to another organ, another level, and problem comes again. Now, what has happened, if you see this pandemic, pattern, some countries, its death rate and problems are less. Some of the African countries, it is not creating that much of a problem. But big problem is in countries of Europe and America. That is where the maximum problem of this pandemic. How do you explain it? In the countries of Europe and America, there is an advanced medical system. And in these countries, we have been advanced medical system. What does it mean? We have been able to postpone the problems. We got amazing doctors who can remove the organs and transplant the organs. We got amazing medicines that can just stop anything. So we have been able to postpone this problem for the last 100 years. And this is like a success of our institution. And deeper inside, as if the illness is festering, it is still there. All these these illnesses, deeper level are still there. We don't even know that there is any problem there. It is too subtle. We can only see our viruses and bacteria, that we can see. We don't want to know about consciousness. And when this problem is there at a deeper level, it will get addressed. We can't postpone forever. It will get addressed. And even now, these viruses are coming, this, COVID-19, this is what we are seeing these days. Immediately we come out with vaccine. What does vaccine do? It postpones the problem. Immediately all these countries, the governments, they keep people isolated. It has postponed the problem. The deeper issue of consciousness is not addressed. As long as it is not addressed, we only can deal with it through pain. If we are to intervene here, then we have to work at another level. And what is the other level? change the posture. We very much have the option to move from where we are to the different consciousness. We can bring about this shift. We can nourish this, change the posture. Inner posture we can change. We have the option to remove this ego ourselves, not wait for pain to come and teach me, but I change the posture myself. And if I change the posture myself, then I don't need to learn through pain. If I am postponing this pandemic, like right now we got this vaccine, we may be able to stop this COVID. The whole world we can vaccinate. But deeper problem is there. There will be another virus that will come. We are challenging nature. Nature cannot be fixed by just postponing. Some vaccine, this is not something. It will just replace one problem by another problem. Let us hear from Ella some thoughts.
This is very, very interesting, and it definitely gives a spiritual angle into this pandemic. And question arises, I am sure, to many, that what would you, Prashant, say that what should we now do? How to really remove those egos? How to make that inner work in such a deep, subtle level that ego definitely is removed? And then there was also another question, but maybe...
In this connection, I would like to say, if any of you have a connection with Sanna, what is the second name of?
Marine.
Sanna Marinen. If any of you are friendly with Sanna Marinen, she is very radical. She is courageous. And the position to take in a country like Finland, let us teach the whole country and shift the consciousness. Like in this country, we are going for vaccination program. Every day there are, thousands of people. Just in Cambridge, every day 1,000 people are vaccinated already. Program has started. In Finland, you can take the position. Let us teach the whole country the program, how we can change the inner posture. And if that posture is changed, then it is such a wonderful message to the whole world. Like Sweden is taking very radical approach here, but Finland can take even more radical approach. Nothing wrong in postponing problems, nothing wrong. But at the same time, if we change the inner posture, then you are very clever. Then problem will not come, in another 5 years, another 10 years, problem will not come. And how to change it? We have to create time, and just like we are creating time to, shower, you are creating time for sauna, we can very easily create 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day to nourish the higher consciousness. And as we see here, more you nourish the higher end of it, automatically the ego consciousness becomes smaller. Life continues, but it is now with a different positioning. I don't know if that answers Ella's question, but you might like to add anything.
Yeah, thank you. There is another question. What about, is this like bad karma and good karma? what you are talking about here?
In some language, the word good karma, bad karma is used. Here we are not seeing it as externally bad karma. The person who is creating this consciousness, he may be very nice. He's not harming anyone. He's not stealing, robbing. He's a very noble person. Just creates a wrong posture. Like someone is sitting in a wrong posture at work. He may be very good. Just changing wrong posture, no one will say to him, you are doing bad karma, not in a superficial way, but that the wrong posture brings pain. And same applies here. We may be very nice people and mean well, but inner posture is wrong. And when the inner posture is wrong, it invites pain. So the answer is, it is bad karma, or it is a wrong karma, but not in an ordinary way, but in a more subtle way.
Would you like to tell more about the right posture?
Sure. In this posture, one is aware. I'm drawing another image, another page. One is aware of his invisible reality. He understands that he's a guest in this world, and everything is a gift. Just like if I'm a guest, a tourist in some place, then everything is a gift for me. I don't need to own things. I don't need to create attachments. I come, I'm there for 1 hour. I'm a tourist. I might say, oh, everything appears good. I go. Truth is, we are like that. We are invisible guests on this planet. We have an exit. We all agree with that. We all have exit. It is so obvious. But to stay in that awareness and to nourish that awareness, that is that higher that leads to higher consciousness. It instantly creates in you higher happiness. It is not a happiness that I own this. I say a tourist is visiting a museum. He's not having happiness that I own this museum, or I own this there's some golden artifact there. He's happy as a tourist. He's happy knowing the larger journey. He's happy to come in, happy to leave. It is another level of happiness, even more and a deeper happiness than one who thinks this is mine. That happiness, if someone in the museum, someone thinks this is mine, it is childish. Children can think that this is mine and they cry when it is time to leave. Whereas when you are aware that you got an entrance, you have an exit, you are happy from that higher consciousness. In that higher consciousness, there is no reason for sorrow. Sorrow doesn't come in. Our mind is, someone gave a nice image. Mind is like, say a glass of milk. In this glass of milk, there is no poison. You get milk. In that glass of milk, you put just 1 drop of poison, the whole thing becomes poison. It is not milk anymore. In the same way, in our mind, if there is just 1 drop of fear, one drop of disappointment, one drop of some trauma, can be minor, and one drop of even desperation, desire, that is like a drop of poison. It spoils the mind. If there is no drop of poison, that mind knows supersensuous peace, supersensuous happiness. Our natural state of the mind is of contentment and peace. If the one drop comes, that spoils. So anyone got any drop of other kind in the mind? In Finland, Helsinki, any other drops?
I think there is drops, so maybe you need to give some tips how to remove even the last drop.
Last drop. We have to create these minutes. Start with just minutes. Minutes and minutes of that higher perspective. And let us just underline this word today. Invisible guest. Just catch hold of this one word and try and reflect. We are truly guests. Let us experience it. Let us see the reality of it. And guest, I don't own one atom of this world. If I'm a guest, then truth is, I can't own anyone else. I can't own one atom. Guest has a journey, and it is great. It is fine. And let us experience that for just 1 minute, what this means. And let us experience the happiness of that freedom. And during that minute, you are nourishing the higher consciousness. Other times, I am holding on to that other I. It is caught, forgotten that we are guests. That is holding. That will bring the other drops. So shall we hear some thoughts from Gita? Gita would like to share some thoughts.
Yes, hello. I was just thinking it is a good reminder, this tourist who goes to a museum. Otherwise, we can, in a childish way, think about that we own this thing and we own that thing and we own the body. And it was presented in a nice way how that is the wrong posture to have this certain, like this is belongs to me and I own it. And I like this lightness of a guest coming here and understanding that everything is a gift here, and it's life itself is just a present. So thank you for this reminder.
I see.
There is one question. This is a good moment.
Yes.
What is your opinion to vaccine? Is it enough that we just take care of the ego and then the virus is not able to make us sick, or should we take also the vaccine?
Yes, I am not opposed to vaccine, but know that that will only postpone the problem. So nothing wrong in postponing it. But at the same time, also work at a deeper level so that you are truly cured. Otherwise, it will just problem will come in another form, at a personal level and collective level also. In many hospitals in Europe, 25% of the patients in hospitals, they are there because of the side effect of treatment. In other words, treatment itself has become the cause to create a problem to them. So that there was an initial problem, now they are getting treatment, and treatment, instead of settling their account through the initial illness, they are settling the account through the treatment. So we are seeing that account has to be removed. And at present, the medical institution is not addressing the issue of removing that energy of illness. They are just postponing the problem. To remove the problem, no one else can do this also. It is not that doctors can do this. It is each one has to do it. But the medical institution, if they were to know this, they can guide the population that they have to change the posture. To clarify exactly what the posture is. So at a personal level, taking vaccination is no problem, but also change the posture and learn what it means, changing the posture. Today is an introduction. There will be more opportunities to know exactly what it means, and our very much committed to making this job easy.
Prashant, is it really 25% from like side effect from the treatment?
Some hospitals, the admissions that are in the hospitals, 25% of them, their problems are because of the side effect of earlier treatment.
Oh, interesting. Thank you.
I know Rita is with us from Haminkura, so it will be nice to hear some thoughts from Haminkura. Hello.
Hei. Erittäin mielenkiintoista. Mulla oli tuossa, mutta kun en laittanut paperille, niin mulla oli kyllä tuossa joku. Mutta taas kun aloin kuuntelemaan, niin unohtui se, että oli kyllä. En saa nyt päähäni, että mikä mulla oli joku kommentti. Mutta jos mä mietin sitä nyt vielä ja jos muistan, niin kerrotaan. Mutta oikein mielenkiintoista. Ja se, että todellakin se asento, mielen asento, että sitä mielen vaikutusta näihin sairauksiin, niin kuinka vähän sitä lääketiede puhuu, ainakaan julkisesti. Kyllä jotkut lääkärit varmaan on siitä tietoisia. Ja tosiaan se, että nämä kaikki lääkäreiden toimenpiteet, niin se on vain sen ongelman siirtämistä. Tämä oli mielenkiintoista tosiaan, että se sairas elin poistetaan, mutta sitten se sairaus puhkeekin jossakin muualla. Pidetään huolta itsestämme, omasta mielestä. Kiitos, Konstantti.
Thank you, Riitta. And she said that this has been very, very interesting, and especially about the posture of the mind, that how mind is affecting to illnesses. And medical science is not speaking about this, but Riitta says that she is sure that some of them are definitely aware of these deeper reasons also. And she was also saying that, you know, whatever doctors are doing, it's good, it's postponing the problems, but really that we need to work on the deeper level to really get rid of the sicknesses.
Yes, they are very clear. You want to add if it is some your thoughts, your reflections? Sound is not heard. And it's such a nice aim that you can start bringing about some change and become a good example for everyone. And that is the way it will happen. Just few people bringing about change. Except today, those who are less understanding this, they pursue it. Today is the introduction, but then you create time and introduce some new habit, and you bring about this shift of perspective. You are seeing guest. It is really the guest, invisible guest. For a few minutes, practice this. And the law of the nature, one bird flies, second bird flies, then the whole flock flies. Just few people bring about change. They fly, then the whole flock flies. And then the sky is yours. Then the virus and corona, it is all down below. You are beyond the lower forces. And this option is very much there for us. Was Ella, what is the intention to create some time for practice?
That would be lovely.
Yeah. So during these few minutes, let us create some attention and we use our spiritual sight. And with this sight, we see the whole physical world as a story. What happened today is a story, and everything of the past a story. Just for a few minutes, we are seeing in a different way. And we are visiting this story world. That invisible guest is an invisible observer of this story. Invisible guest is not part of the story. He is aware of everything, but he is not part of it. He is very much aware he has the exit. And he knows of his independence from the story. Invisible guest has his world beyond. Invisible guest is the invisible observer, and he is the invisible traveler. Just like with any tourist, They enjoy every moment. They enjoy their stay. They enjoy more than the local people. In the same way, the invisible guest, he feels every moment is a gift. Every experience is a gift. Every interaction is a gift. As we continue on our journey, we aim to remember this option of shift of consciousness, seeing the same world from a very different angle. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant. And there is still one more question. So when you go to the doctor and doctor says to you that, or you say to the doctor and that I have some pain, but doctor says that there is no problem in your body. The problem is in psyche. So what is your opinion about that?
In every health problem has got multiple factors. Very rarely it is just one factor. As we saw before, there are many factors. And mind can be one of the factors. But doctors don't know what they can do about the mind. They are not trained to intervene efficiently. But what we are discussing today is something that we can put in practice ourselves. And definitely, there is something we can do at that level, mind level. But I might not just dismiss the body as if nothing is there. Doctors need to rule out, in a true sense, that there is no physical cause of the problem. That has to be ruled out. But mind, there is always some factor. It can be 5%, it can be 50%. And it is good for us to work on the mind also.
Thank you. This is very inspiring because yes, we have good doctors and we have good medicines, but what is lacking in society is really deeper understanding of spirituality. But that is something we can take care of ourselves. So I am sure that this will be the first step to the healthy mind and healthy body. So thank you, Prashant, very much. And we truly hope that you will join us later also, so we can go into deeper aspects with you. So this was just the taster. Joten lämpimästi kiitoksia teille kaikille. Ja meillä on ensi viikon sunnuntaina aivan ihana erityinen sunnuntai-luento, joka itse asiassa ei ole luento ollenkaan, sillä on joulun aika. Ja silloin meillä juhlistetaan tällaista jouluspesiaalia, joten lämpimästi tervetuloa ensi viikon sunnuntaina samaan aikaan ja sama Zoom-linkki. Ja meillähän on nämä sunnuntai-luennot tavanomaisesti joka ikinen sunnuntai. Ja paljon mielenkiintoisia aiheita ja erilaisia luennoitsijoita. So thank you, Prashant, once more and see you.
Kiitos.
Thank you.